a new episode of What's for Dinner. Now, I have had my #1 request as of late is what we're going to make for dinner. So now you can all rest easy and make this yourself, because this is my version of shepherd's pie. I know you're going, yay, she finally made shepherd's pie. This is like my #1 request, right above bread pudding. So I made bread pudding, and I got that out of the way. At least that's one version of bread pudding. There are so many different versions, you can't even believe it. And shepherd's pie, another one that can be totally adapted to whatever your tastes are. So let's see what goes in this. First of all, I'm going to come over here. I have browned off about 2 pounds of ground beef. Okay, and I have browned it very well. I did not drain it. There's not enough fat in there to drain. So we're going to put in 1 chopped onion. This is a medium onion that I've chopped. 3 very large cloves of garlic that I finely chopped. 2 large stalks of celery, including the leaves. I've got a 1-pound package of mushrooms that we're going to throw in there. And I've got a 1-pound package of mixed vegetables, which is corn, peas, carrots, and green beans. I'm also going to flavor this up using the onion and mushroom soup and then the water that goes along with that. And we're going to add some marjoram in there. I have already put salt and pepper in the meat. So I need to get all of these fresh veggies in here so they can start to saute. So in go those mushrooms. Let me give these a stir real quick. And get those in there to sweat. And I've got some brown bits on the bottom. These are going to start to come up, though, when I start to put these veggies in here. They're going to render out their water, and it's going to bring all that stuff up off the bottom of the pan. It'll be fine. Here goes our garlic. In it goes. Oh, it smells so good already. And our onion. And I always like to brown my meat off first before I start to put the veggies in here, because I just think it takes an awful lot longer when you have to take out the water from the meat and the vegetables all at the same time. So, and then let me grab my celery. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, in goes our celery. And any of these things are totally optional. You can do whatever you like. Don't like onions, don't put them in. Don't like mushrooms, don't put them in. Put in something you like. Do you like diced potatoes? Put some cooked diced potatoes or some canned potatoes. You know, you can get canned potatoes that you can just dice right up and throw in here, or you can slice them, or you can do whatever you want with them. Put some green peppers. Make a southwestern version. Put some corn and some jalapenos in here. You can do whatever you want and call it a shepherd's pie. Really, shepherd's pie is just a good way of getting rid of leftovers. Traditionally, shepherd's pie was made with lamb. And if you go to Europe, like to the UK or Ireland or England, or any place over there like that, you're going to get shepherd's pie that's made with lamb. I am going to toss some marjoram in here, about a teaspoon, and just crush it in between my fingers. Now, for those of you who don't know what marjoram is, it is just an herb. It's in the oregano family, and it's very healthful for you. It has a much milder flavor than oregano, and it is a very, very good herb that accompanies beef. And I always put marjoram in my pot roast, in my beef stew, in my beef and barley soup, and I put marjoram in a lot of beef dishes. So, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to let this saute. I'm going to put a lid on it, and when when the onions are translucent and the mushrooms have shrunk a bit, we're going to come back and we're going to finish this off to put in the oven. We're going to let this saute for about 10 minutes, and these are nice and soft, and they're not like totally mushy because you don't want them there. And the other thing I wanted to add, too close, whoopsie, I wanted to add a can of diced tomatoes, but since I couldn't find one readily available, I found a can of stewed tomatoes, and I wanted to chop them, so I don't know if you know this trick, but I just took my good scissors, and you just put them down in the can, and you chop them.
They wash.
And I stick the scissors in the dishwasher. We probably have a pair in the dishwasher every single day. We probably also have 6 pairs of scissors in our kitchen drawer, because scissors are one of those things that, what is that, honey?
Never have too many.
You never have too many. That rule also applies to ladders, clamps, lighters, extension cords, etc., etc., etc. My husband has purchased several items on that premise. You can never have too many. So, that's it. Alright, now we are going to add, I wanted to add a good amount of parsley in here. I just say 2 tablespoons of dried, or chop up a small bunch of fresh and throw it in. It'll be great. It gives it a nice brightness, and it gives it a little bit of color. Okay, now, this is the Lipton Recipe Secrets Onion Mushroom Soup Mix, and I'm going to use 1 envelope, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on in here. Give that a good stir. Now I am going to add some water. I'm going to add a little bit at a time until I reach the consistency I want. But first,
Mamba.
no mamba. That 1 pound bag of mixed vegetables goes in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that. Sorry, honey. You like veggies. And there's just a little bit of tomato in here. It gives just that little bit of brightness and that underlying flavor note of the tomato. We're not making an Italian sauce here or anything. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. That's 1 cup right there. I may put in a little more. Because I'm going to throw some flour in here and make a little bit of a gravy. Oopsie.
Oops.
That was just about a 1/2 cup extra. And I think I'm good with that. Now, this is about 1/4 cup of Wondra, okay? And for those of you who are not familiar with the Wondra, you know how a lot of you know that I love this product. Wondra is like one of my bestest friends in the kitchen, because you can put it into warm, hot things and it won't clump. You can make a killer gravy with it, and you don't have to make a slurry out of it. You just pour it right into the hot liquid and then bring it to a boil, and voila, gravy. Okay, now I am going to add a couple other flavor notes in here. So let me grab those. Excuse me, Sam. And I have to reach up here, unless you have. The kitchen bouquet. You have to take out that jar, and then it's that little one behind. Thank you. Okay, kitchen bouquet. This is my other favorite friend in the kitchen. It's a browning sauce. Now, years ago, people would use this if they were going to cook a roast or something in the microwave. Ew, who does that? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who do it, and I remember when I was in college, there used to be a guy on PBS. He had a big long name. It started with a V, and I can't remember his last name. It was Ron Von something, but he used to have a whole cooking show dedicated to cooking in the microwave. Anyway, this browning sauce, you can do that with it, or you can add it to your gravy, and it does have a little flavoring to it, and it's lovely. And here is a little Worcestershire. And I'm going to say about a teaspoon. That was about, I don't know, a dozen shakes. You don't want, sometimes if you put too much Worcestershire in there, it tastes icky, so don't do that. Now, let me turn this up just a skosh so I can get that hot enough to thicken. In the meantime, I'm going to give this a taste. Let's see here. That's really nice. But I'm gonna finish these little salt. Oh, that's really good. Now, on Sunday night, when I made that bread pudding, we'd had chicken. I roasted off 2 chickens because I made my menus for the week. That's good, huh? And when I made my menus on Saturday afternoon for this week, before I went out to go shopping, I made my menu and I roasted 2 chickens, and on Sunday I had planned to have mashed potatoes, and I planned to make enough mashed potatoes so that I could have enough for my shepherd's pie tonight. So when you are menu planning, and you can plan ahead like that. Like on Sunday, I roasted off 2 chickens and made enough mashed potatoes for my meal Sunday night and my shepherd's pie tonight. Now, the chicken went for dinner Sunday night, and it went into our quesadillas last night, and then it's also going to go into a chicken spaghetti tomorrow night. So if you plan ahead just right, you can get an awful lot of meals out of a little bit of food and really stretch your dollar. Not to mention that on Friday night, the plan is to have leftovers of chicken spaghetti and shepherd's pie. So, you really stretch your budget that way. All you have to do is sit down and think a little bit about it. And I'm going to do a video or 2 about how to plan menus and get the most out of your grocery dollar. But I just wanted to bring that up because I am using my menu plan in order to facilitate the shepherd's pie. So, I guess what I was getting around to was I have my mashed potatoes heating up in the microwave because this is going to go really fast after we get this all put together. Now, this has come to a simmer, and you can see that that gravy really has thickened up a bit.
Too close.
It's not as liquidy anymore. It's just nice, and it's kind of holding all that filling together. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off now. Get rid of this water. And then I have a foil pan over here. I'm going to have Rick bring you over here. I am going to go and grab my mashed potatoes. And, you know, some recipes call for a couple of eggs to go in the mashed potatoes, and then so it will souffle up, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. So this is a weeknight meal. So into the pan goes that lovely meat filling. You can also make this with leftover pot roast, or you could do it with anything. You could do leftover chicken, leftover pot roast, whatever.
Cheeseburger.
Probably, well, yeah, you know, you could if you broke up the cheeseburgers. It would just be a cheesy one. You thought you'd get me, didn't you? Okay, now, let's see. Let me get a spatula. And I'm just going to start putting the mashed potatoes on the top here. And my mashed potatoes have been prepared like I would normally prepare them. They have butter and sour cream in them. And yes, they have their skins still on them. I don't peel my potatoes at all when I mash them. It doesn't matter what kind of potato they are. These happen to be russets because russets were in my budget this week. And I was out of potatoes. You could also use instant mashed potatoes and just prepare them according to the package directions. No problem. And yes, I heated my mashed potatoes up in a Ziploc bag in which I stored them in. Probably not something that you want to do, but I did it because I wanted to get this done. And use my finger.
fingers. Let's see here. This is very awkward. Sorry. Let's see here. I just have a little bit left in here. So. And you know me, I'm all about the easy cleanup too. So. Okay, now, here, I'm washing my hands because what I'm going to do next may be fearful and death-defying for some of you.
Oh no, run over the edge.
Uh-oh. Your hands are your best tools in the kitchen. And if this runs over the edge a little, it runs over the edge a little. Let's put it on a pan with some parchment paper, right? All right, let's see. I'm going to get rid of this bag. Oh, my garbage can is way over here now. Because Rick is working on the... You know, I think Rick may have figured out where all of the lost socks go. He's taken apart our dryer. And he has found a virtual fortune in change. It's so true.
That's awesome.
It's true. All right, now. All right, let's see here. Oh, and someone asked me about my little heart. This is not, asked me if it's a cutting board, and it's not a cutting board, it's just a placemat. But you know what? I like those these plastic cutting boards, these flexible ones. I got them at TJ Maxx, but a set of 3 was like $10. And you know what? These plastic placemats are the same darn thing. And it was 99 cents. So now I can have a little fun little placemat. And I can change it seasonally, or I can throw it away when it gets nasty. And I like that. Now here I'm just grating some cheddar cheese. And I'm going to put this on the top. If you don't want to put cheese on the top of yours, then don't. If you don't have cheddar cheese, that's okay. And you want cheese, you know what? It doesn't matter what you put on here. You put Parmesan cheese, you could put, you know what? You could even put American cheese slices on top of this if you wanted to. It doesn't even matter. Make it your own. Cheese.
The mozzarella would be good.
You could put mozzarella, you could put anything on here. It doesn't even matter. Okay, let me grab a baking sheet. And a couple of pieces of parchment paper. All right. That is a big old casserole. That is a shepherd's pie that will feed 12 people. I am not kidding. My oven has been preheated on the broiler because this is already hot. The potatoes are hot from the microwave. The filling is hot from the top of the stove. We're going to broil that puppy until the cheese is brown and bubbly, and then we're going to come back here and we are going to fix you a plate of shepherd's pie. All right, this is ready, and I kid you not, this was in the oven for like 6 minutes. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? It's what you asked for. So you asked for it, you got it. Shepherd's pie.
See what you done did?
Now Rick has to eat it. My poor husband.
If I have to.
Shall we tell him that's what we said when we got married?
You just did.
When the justice of the peace asked, "Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?" he says, "If I have to." And I said it too, right back to him.
That's always been a running joke because she asked me, like, if I make some strawberry shortcake, will you eat it? If I have to.
I don't know if I want this spoon. Let's see, let me get this spoon here. This is better. Okay, so let's dish you up some of this. Oh, it smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There you go. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
It is very pretty. All right, I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to wipe it clean for you because I don't want you to have a dirty dish. And I think maybe we need to eat that with a spoon. So, there you have it. A very hearty, very budget-friendly meal using leftovers, some frozen veggies, and a budget-type meat. So, I hope that you all try this, and I hope that you really enjoy it, and I hope that really satisfies all of your requests for shepherd's pie. So, I hope that you will rate, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, and until next time, I'll see ya!